Great example of something that allows people to take that step from, only doing sort of small grants or not having had a grant before, to get going and then use that to leverage larger pots of funding. So for example, with this project, we managed to then go on and subsequently get a grant that was order of magnitude larger. We then were invited by the Department for Transport in conjunction with some other stakeholders to put together a bid. So we pieced together a proposal then to develop a tool for them. That we've now taken through to the alpha stage of development through that grant, and we're now exploring opportunities to take that from alpha to first deployment to something that can be tangibly used to change decision making. We wouldn't have been in a position to be invited as part of that if it hadn't been for the opportunity through DecarboN8 to build up that initial body of data, build up those networks of contacts, and have the sorts of discussions that enabled us to shape that project proposal.
The opportunity for cross-boundary working, the opportunity for working across different levels of academic seniority, again, I think is enormously helpful. We've got a new mid-career and a very established academic here. I genuinely think that's useful and creative. You're all in your own little zones of what you should be doing, and stretching across that is very, very generative. I've sadly not been able to uptake many of them, but I love the networking opportunities. I would say more of that. And that's how you build momentum.
A collaboration. There's been, a couple of sandpit events, and it felt like we were part of something going on that people were discussing, and we got a chance through that actually to get some thoughts on how we might develop the research as another bid. So that was really useful. So there has certainly been a lot of interaction.
The one thing that this project pulled us into was looking at the business angle. It's not something that I've got a huge, well, up until recently, it's not something that I've had a huge amount of experience in, but sort of discussing the sort of role of an active travel form within business models with businesses was particularly interesting. And it made us realise that there's a huge opportunity for these discussions to really contribute to not only a greater understanding of what the potential roles of e-cargo bikes in this case could be, but also how they can be implemented and how their numbers can be increased on the streets.
Appreciate the way DecarboN8 has made it possible for me. So in the beginning, they have shared the list of partners or the people who would be who would be interested in getting involved. So this is how I first started establishing my links. All my partners or collaborators, they have helped me design the project. They have helped me. So Bradford City Council, for instance, they helped me in recruitment. They have helped me to build up my initial understanding. The collaboration with Department for Transport or Transport for North, not only they have helped me design my theme or the prompts, but then they have also given me some valuable feedback. And it's not just that they have helped me, but through this project, I have also helped them to understand, what is happening at local level. So this is like a win-win situation for all the parties.
I actually quite like the idea of having a bigger project that then has smaller satellite projects around it, because it allows you to do something that's a bit innovative, short time frame, pulling together some data, writing a paper, thinking about some impact over a sort of 6 month to a 1 year scale is probably what you need for this kind of rapid, changing landscape of policies and technologies. And rather than having these sort of massive 5-year centres that are sort of self-contained around an idea that by the time you get to the end of the project, the idea might not be there anymore, or this landscape might have shifted.
The architecture that's been present, that kind of structure and systems that have been present within DecarboN8 are really spot on. And it's required a lot of effort to do it. I wonder if I would have the same level of commitment. I think seeing it inspires me, if that makes sense. I see the level of commitment and effort that you, Greg, Tina, Shona put into this, and I think I need to up my game. I need to be at this level, because this is what the level looks like.